Okay, so here is that desmos activity. And if you wanted to, I'm going to show you real quick. You can always click copy and edit. When you do that, it'll kind of take you to the back end of the activity. Don't let it scare you. Like if you click up here, you can change the title just by clicking this. Maybe you want to call it Miss Factorman's post-winter check-in, whatever. And you can edit each of the slides here. So maybe if you click here, maybe you want to say for the second semester of our ELA Honors 9 class together or whatever, you can edit it and just click publish. So that's how you can edit. Once you have your activity and you go to assign, if you clicked assign to your classes, that would be like all of your students have Desmos accounts, and you can certainly do that, but usually you create those accounts like at the beginning of the year. So I personally always do single session code and choose 1 year because I just want it to be active for like as long as I want, basically. Create the invite code. And when you click here, this is how I do it. I click view dashboard. I usually snip this and put it in my PowerPoint slide or in my email or wherever I'm sending it. And then this is the link that students can actually access the activity. So they can access it directly from this link, or they can go to student.desmos.com and put this code in. So either one of these work. So I'll copy this and I'll show you what it looks like from a student's perspective. So this is my teacher view. Hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to go to a different browser so I can log in as a student. So I'm going to pretend like I'm a student. Do that. Click that link. My Chrome has been really slow. You can hear my family in the background. So this is what the student will see. And I always tell my students to click continue without signing in. This is again because they don't have accounts. So again, if you wanted to have them create accounts where they can access the activities afterwards and all of that, you could do that. But I always say continue without signing in. And I instruct them to type either like their first name, last initial, or first initial, last name. You know, we don't ever put in our full name. And click go. And it takes them right into the activity. So again, this is the student view. I'm going to go back to the teacher view. Hold on, where did it go? Here it is. So you can see now I have my student logged in. You'll see your whole roster of students that are logged in, and you'll be able to see them working on each of the slides wherever they are. As a teacher, you can pause the activity if you want to restrict students to specific slides. You can paste the activity again. It's kind of like the same way where you can start them on a certain screen, restrict them to a certain screen. Kind of a way to pace everyone at the same time or not. The other thing here, you can click anonymize, and that will anonymize your class list if you ever want to screen share your teacher view. This way you're not sharing student names, and they always do famous mathematicians. So kids always like asking me, who is that? There'll be a whole roster of famous mathematicians. You can also sort them by name or the time entered. And so I'm going to go back to the student view and I'm going to pretend like I'm a student. So it says circle every activity completed over break. I'm just going to pretend, you know, I'm not going to read these right now. Oh, yep, I got bingo. I'll click that. They can explain and check out the teacher view now. You can see my student has started working on this. If I click it, it will take me to what they have done. So it's another way to see individual student work. And if you'd like to explain more, I spent time in the snow, you know, whatever they type, and they'll click submit. And then my student's going to go to the next slide. In teacher view again, you can see, oh, now that student's here. It says describe one academic goal, blah, blah, blah. Submit. And again, you can go back to your teacher view and you can see what they submitted. There are a bunch of different Desmos activities. This is just one, obviously, but some of them have where when you submit them, like other students can see. Right now we have it. This activity is like just you see it unless you screen share. So something cool I wanted to show you, up here you have teacher and students. If you click teacher, this is the teacher view. And I personally am looking forward to looking at this slide for all my students. So I only have one student here. I wonder if I can get a second student. I'm gonna go to another tab. I don't know if it's gonna read. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so when I go back now, you can see, I'm gonna go back to the summary. Ah, here's my two students. And I'm just gonna, you know, do some random stuff here. I wanted to show you when you click teacher, so you can see both of them. So sometimes I'll screen share here and I'll be like, oh, you can see, and make comments, connections, whatever. And this button's really cool. It's called overlay. It overlays all of them at the same time. So if you did this overlay with like a class of whatever, 30, you would be able to like definitely see patterns and trends. Like maybe everyone, you can see my circles are overlapping here now from my two students. So the majority of the two students who are participating right now did all of these. So it's just a cool way to show trends and to show students like, oh, look, you're doing what other people are doing too. I love this overlay button. Or if you just click responses again, it'll show individual responses. If you want to sort of highlight something specific, like let's say you come here and you're like, oh, I really like this response. You can click it and you're like, oh, I really like this one too. Or whatever. And you can present those snapshots as you're screen sharing, like, hey everybody, what do you think about these two responses? Like, and whatever you want to ask, like what's different, what's the same, what are your thoughts, da da da. So you can kind of pick through the student responses by using this check mark and present just those. So I love that feature too. This is the student view, so you can just click through like each of the student. This is what the student will see student screen preview. So the summary is really good because you can track where students are. With a class of like a bunch, you'll see like these little head and number kind of rotating through the slides, especially if you have more slides. This is the snapshot area. You go back to teacher, like if you were to grab these, you can see where'd they go? Present. If you save it. So I save the album and now it's saved to the snapshots album. So if you're especially if you have more tabs and you're like you're combing through some of the student responses and you're like, oh, this is really good, I'm going to highlight this with students. Oh yeah, this one's really good, we're going to talk about that next. Like you could have more than one snapshot to talk about. I'm happy to help if you need any help at all. I wanted to show you something. If you go to the D, it takes you back to Desmos. And it's not just for math. There's a bunch of starter screens, which are cool. They're already built for you. These are like the SEL, social emotional learning stuff. Checking in screens, classroom data collection. These are cool. So this is the preview. Where to visit. You can drag where have you visited? And again, that overlay is really cool. So you can see, oh, what is the whole class thinking? So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help. These bar charts are cool because it's like instant where you can, hold on one second. Pick your favorite animal and they can instantly see, like if they click share with class this time, they're going to see their student or their classmates' responses. In a minute. They're going to see their classmates' responses. And you can change these to anything. So these pre-built screens are pretty cool because if you just come up here and click copy and edit, it like becomes yours. So you can go to any of these slides and you're like, oh, I actually don't want to do fruit. I want to do colors. So you literally just click in here and change it to colors. So it's super easy to use. You would click here too and change those labels. I know this looks scary, but just come and find the ones. Where is it? Draw chart, chart data. Hold on, where are the labels? This one is very complicated on the left-hand side. You can see that I could never build this. This is called CL, computational layer. So many of the math teachers are learning this CL. I just like edit ones that are already built. Here it is, label. So maybe you change this to the whatever color you put first, you know. See, it changes it for you. I think I had red first. So it doesn't have to be scary. Just click done. And now you can see I made it a color bar graph. And click publish and it'll be yours. So again, happy to help if you have any questions. Let me know.